First and foremost, all praises are due to Yahweh Bashim and Hawashai, Bashim Kakpadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone for teaching us his truth. Salutations to the brothers around the four corners of the earth who are teaching this word in truth and sincerity. And shalom to the hopeful elect of Israel who listen and believe in this word. This is Brother Kawat Sabad coming at you with another lesson. This one is entitled, Examine Yourselves and Gird up the Loins of Your Mind. We're going to start off with 2 Corinthians, the 13th chapter, in verse 5. And it reads as such. Examine yourselves, whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves, how that Yahweh HaMashiach is in you, except ye be reprobates? Let's look up that word examine and see what that says. To examine yourselves. I have a good idea what it means, but let's just look at it. This is the Greek translation of the word examine.
Strong's G 3985, Pyradzo.
Let's see what that says. To try, make trial of, test, for the purpose of ascertaining his quality or what he thinks, or how he will behave himself. All right? To try or test one's faith, virtue, character, by enticement to sin, to solicit, to sin, to tempt, of the temptations of the devil. Let me see, it says here, of God, to inflict evils upon one in order to prove his character and the steadfastness of his faith. So you're going to be tested in this truth of being a Hebrew Israelite. Your faith is going to be tested. Let me see. By impious or wicked conduct to test God's justice and patience and to challenge him, as it were to give proof of his perfections. All right. So examine yourself. All right. See where your mind is at. What are you thinking as far as being in this truth? Always constantly examine yourself. It's a constant examining of your character, a constant examining of your faith. Let's read that again. 2 Corinthians 13, verse 5. Examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves, how that Yahweh HaMashiach is in you, except ye be reprobates. What is a reprobate? Let's get a definition for that. You know, the elders and apostles of Great Millstone have taught the men of Great Millstone and the men affiliated with the doctrine of Great Millstone to look up words. Let's see what it says here. For reprobate. As soon as I find it. This is the Greek translation of the word reprobate.
Strong's G 96, Adakimos.
Let's continue. That which does not prove itself, such as it ought, unfit for, unproved, spurious. See, a castaway, rejected. All right? So don't be a reprobate. Don't be a castaway. Okay, that was, another definition is that which is depraved or without morals, corrupt. So don't go back to the old man, to the old ways, and be a reprobate, which ends up you equally, you being a castaway. As it says, I believe it's 2 Peter, the 2nd chapter, somewhere around the 20th verse. The Most High would rather you not even come into this truth, come into it and then go back to being an old man. It would have been better for you to have not to even known the truth than to come into it and then go back to your old ways okay, which makes you a castaway, a reprobate. So let's continue on. Let's go back here. So let's go to 1 Peter. 1 Peter, the first chapter, the 13th verse. And it reads, "Wherefore gird up the loins of your mind, be sober, and hope to the end for the grace that is to be brought unto you at the revelation of Yahushua HaMashiach." What does it mean to gird up the loins of your mind? Let's get a definition of that word gird in a physical sense, and then we'll get the spiritual sense of what that means. This is the definition for gird in the Greek.
Strong's G 328. Anadzonomy. Anadzonomy.
Let's take a look here. Now, it says here, metaphor derived from the practice of the Orientals, but also this was practiced amongst our people, the Hebrew Israelites, in the Old Testament and the New Testament. All right? In order to be unimpeded in their movements, okay, the people were accustomed when starting a journey or engaging in any type of work to bind their long flowing garments closely around their bodies and fasten them with a leather belt. So you gird the garment around your loins with a leather belt. That's in the physical sense, you see, in preparation for running or work. All right. Now, in a spiritual sense, okay, it means to tighten up, to be spiritually alert and prepared, always prepared, you see. And that comes with keeping your mind sober, being alert, always on point, always continually examining yourselves through the Spirit in this truth. Let's read this again, 1 Peter 1 and 13. "Wherefore gird up the loins of your mind, be sober, and hope to the end for the grace that is to be brought unto you at the revelation of Yahushua HaMashiach." Now, the grace is the salvation. We have the grace of this truth of knowing Yahushua, knowing he died for us, knowing he was resurrected, knowing he's on the right-hand side of the Father. But the end of the grace will be the salvation of the one-third hopeful elect on this side being beamed up in the chariots on the day of the Lord. You see, that's the end grace that we're hoping for, that we have faith in. All right? Let's read First Peter 1 and 13, the NLT version. "So think clearly and exercise self-control." You see? Tighten up. Look forward to the gracious salvation that will come to you when Yahushua HaMashiach is revealed to the world. So on the day of the Lord, as you aren't aware, Babylon, America is going to be destroyed by nuclear fire coming from the nuclear missiles from Russia and the other countries, as well as the laser fire coming from the chariots of Yahushua and the angels. You see, this place is going to be a lake of fire. And so Yahushua HaMashiach is going to be revealed to the world, on that day. And we're hoping that as part of the one-third hopeful elect, that we will be shown grace by being beamed up into the chariots. That's our hope. That's what you're supposed to be looking forward to in this truth. Nothing else should matter. Of course, we have to go through our day-to-day lives, but in general, you should be concerned about getting out of what's coming to Babylon, America, not being judged in the fire like 2/3 of our people will be, of the Hebrew Israelites, so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans. You see, they're going to be judged, okay, and they're going to be judged along with the sons of men, the other nations, as well as the Edomites, so-called white man, our adversary, the devil. They're going to be burnt in that lake of fire. Now, the 2/3 will be saved down the line, where they have been saved through the redemption of Yahushua HaMashiach, but only 1/3 of the elect are going to be saved on this side. The 2/3 will come through the loins of the 1/3 elect as babies, as children of the 1/3 elect in the kingdom, when the 1/3 elect is in rulership with Yahushua for the first 1,000 years. And the Israelites are going to be the top nation in control. And all the other nations are going to be under our control. Yahushua, the 144,000, the administration, the administration of the kingdom of heaven, all right? And the 1/3 multitude, you see? In totality, it's the 1/3 elect, all right? The 144,000 is just the administration of the kingdom, all right? But everything's going to be, put back in order. The Israelites are going to take their place as the top nation. The earth is going to get, put back into its pristine order. The water, the environment, the air, the food, everything's going to be back to the way it was originally meant to be. So we hope to be part of the salvation of Yahushua HaMashiach when he comes. That's the ultimate goal. Let's read 1 Peter 1 and verse 14. Let's read 13 again. 1 Peter 1 and verse 13 again. Wherefore, gird up the loins of your mind, be sober, and hope to the end for the grace that is to be brought unto you at the revelation of Yahushua HaMashiach. Verse 14. As obedient children, not fashioning yourselves according to the former lust and your ignorance. So you don't want to go back to being a reprobate, you see, without morals or corrupt, a castaway. You don't want to be that. Let's read 1 Peter 1 and verse 14, the NLT. So you must live as Yahweh's obedient children. Don't slip back into your old ways of living to satisfy your own desires. You didn't know any better then. So now, we know better. So you know better, you do better. You don't go back to to the old man, your old ways. Don't be a reprobate. Don't go backwards. So always examine yourselves constantly to be alert. Am I doing everything that I'm supposed to be doing? Am I leaving no stone unturned? Am I giving full diligence to make my calling and election sure? Everything you can to make sure you have a good shot at being part of the 1/3 elect and getting beamed up into that great big chariot, the fathership, that Yahushua is going to be on the day of the Lord. 1 Peter 1 and verse 15. But as he which hath called you is holy, so be holy in all manner of conversation. So, the people that you hang around matter. I mean, you have to hang around, certain people at work or just people in general. But, I just make small talk, but in general, you want to be in a state of being in a manner of conversation that's always holy. And if you don't have anybody to talk to this about, then, in the spirit, we're all connected. Those of us that are part of the 1/3 elect, we're all connected through the spirit. You can listen to lessons of brothers, particularly from Great Millstone and brothers affiliated with them. You can listen to lessons. You can, as a man of the Lord, once you digest this truth, you can start to preach the gospel, the good news via lessons. And of course, you have brothers in various camps around the whole world, all right, that are preaching this gospel. But you want to be in a manner of holy conversation and be holy at all times. And like I said, that comes with examining yourself, examining your behavior, examining what you're thinking. Always being in that spiritually aware and walking in the spirit. To be spiritually minded is life and peace. To be carnally minded is death. So you want to be in a constant spiritual mindset, always thinking about Yahushua, always thinking about the day of the Lord, always think about being delivered and wanting Babylon, America to be destroyed. All right? 1 Peter 1 and verse 16. Because it is written, be ye holy, for I am holy. And that's Yahushua. He's holy, so you're to strive for holiness. You're to strive for perfection to the best of your ability, even being in the carnal body. To strive, your best. Leave no stone unturned. Be sober-minded. Always be on point, alert, examining yourselves. Tighten up. We're in the very, very, very last hour of the last days. Time is running out. So this ain't the time to go back, and revert back or backslide into the old ways. This is the time to look forward spiritually and look forward to Yahweh Shai coming in rulership in hopes that you'll be saved on that day. So on that note, I hope this lesson was edifying to you, and I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Bashim Rakakwadash. Shalom.